Arjuna wants the chariot to be parked in front of the Kaurav so that he may see the kings, desirous of battle, who have joined the evil-minded Duryodhana for the sake of his happiness, for Duryodhana who represents excessive attachment. Arjuna wishes to observe well the kings who have assembled to fight in the war for the cause of infatuation of Duryodhana, the usurper king.
एवमुक्तो ऋषिकेशो गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम् भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्यैतान् समवेतान् कुरुनिति.
Thus addressed by Gudakesh, O descendant of Bharat, Dhritarashtra, Rishikesh parked the unique chariot between the two armies in front of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other kings, and said, "Behold, O son of Pritha, Arjuna, the assembled Kuru." Sanjay thus informs Dhritarashtra how on being requested by Arjuna, who has mastered sleep, Krishna, who knows all that is to know of the mind and heart, parks the chariot of unexcelled beauty in the midst of all the kings who have staked out claims on the earth, which is the body in macrocosm, and asks Parth Arjuna to behold the assembled Kaurav. The, quote, excellent chariot in question is made of neither gold nor silver, nor of any material substance. Excellence is defined in this world in terms of its agreeableness or disagreeableness to the mortal body. But such a view is misleading, for that alone is excellence which is always one with the real, the self, and which has no unrighteousness or impurity about it.
तत्रा पश्यत् स्थितान् पार्थः पितॄनथ पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखींस्तथा श्वशुरान् सुहृदश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि तान् समीक्ष्य स कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धूनवस्थितान् कृपया परयाविष्टो विषीदन्निदमब्रवीत्.
Parth Arjuna then saw, mustered in the two armies, uncles, granduncles, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons and friends, as well as fathers-in-law and well-wishers. Seeing all these kinsmen assembled together and overwhelmed by intense pity, he spoke thus in great sorrow. Parth Arjuna, the perfect marksman who has made a chariot of his earth-formed body, looks at the army and sees his kinsmen. What is noteworthy here is that in the two armies he sees only his own family, the families of maternal uncles and of fathers-in-law, friends and teachers. According to scholarly estimates, the two armies of the Mahabharata consisted of 18 Akshauhini chariots, elephants, horses, and foot soldiers, which is approximately 650 million, a very large number indeed. It hardly needs saying how the world is faced today with numerous grave problems of food and housing on account of overpopulation. So what are we to make of it when we are told that just 3 or 4 families of Arjuna's kinsmen are so large in number? Is it possible for any family to be so huge? The answer must be in the negative. So what we have here is a portrayal not of physical armies, but of the sphere of the mind and heart. overcome with deep compassion, when he sees all his kinsmen mustered for battle, Arjuna speaks in grief. He grieves because he sees that he has to fight his own family.
दृष्ट्वेमं स्वजनं कृष्ण युयुत्सुं समुपस्थितम् सीदन्ति मम गात्राणि मुखं च परिशुष्यति वेपथुश्च शरीरे मे रोमहर्षश्च जायते गाण्डीवं स्रंसते हस्तात् त्वक्चैव परिदह्यते न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः.
Arjuna said, "Seeing these kith and kin mustered with the purpose of waging war, O Krishna, my limbs grow weak, my mouth is dry, my body trembles, my hair stands on end. The Gandiv," Arjuna's bow, "slips from my hand. My skin is burning all over. I am unable to stand, and my mind is bewildered." Looking at the gathering of his kinsmen, Arjuna is unnerved. His body grown inert, his mouth is parched, his limbs tremble, and his hair stands erect. The Gandiv falls from his hand, and his skin is hot. He is sorely distressed by the prospect of a war in which his own kinsmen face him. He is confused. He bewails that he cannot even stand properly and look ahead.
निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव न च श्रेयोनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे.
I see, O Madhav, Krishna, inauspicious portents, and I can perceive no profit in the idea of slaughtering kinsmen in the battle. Arjuna sees adverse signs of the impending war. He does not see anything propitious in the slaying of his own family. How can any good result from such killing?
न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च किन्नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा.
I aspire, O Krishna, after neither victory nor a realm and its pleasures, for of what avail is sovereignty to us, O Govind, Krishna, or enjoyment, or even life itself? Arjuna's whole family is on the brink of war, so he does not wish for either victory or the kingdom that this victory may bring him, or even the pleasures of that kingdom. Of what use will be a kingdom or enjoyment or life to him? He then states the reasons for his reluctance to fight in the war.
येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगाः सुखानि च तैमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणान् त्यक्त्वा धनानि च.
They for whose sake we crave for a kingdom, pleasures, and enjoyments are formed up here, putting at stake both their life and wealth. The family, for whose sake Arjuna has desired the happiness of a kingdom and other pleasures, is now mustered on the battlefield despairing of its life. If he had desired a kingdom, it was for them. If he had hungered for the pleasures of wealth and indulgence, it was because he wanted to enjoy it along with his kith and kin. But he now desires neither a kingdom nor pleasures, nor enjoyment, because he sees his kinsmen standing against him without any hope of life. Whatever he had desired was dear to him for their sake. But he does not need these things if he has to get them at the cost of his kinsmen. Desires remain as long as there are family ties. Even a poor man, having only a wretched hovel to live in, will not accept an empire extending over the length and breadth of the world, if for this he has to kill his family, friends, and kinsmen. Arjuna says the same thing. He is fond of pleasures and he loves victory, but of what good can they be to him if the very people for whom he desires these rewards are no longer with him? Of what use will enjoyment of pleasures be in their absence? After all, who are the people he will have to kill in the war?
आचार्याः पितरः पुत्राः तथैव च पितामहाः मातुलाः श्वशुराः पौत्राः शालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान्न हन्तुमिच्छामि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतो किन्नु मही कृते.
Teachers, uncles, nephews, as well as granduncles, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandnephews, brothers-in-law, and other kinsmen. Though they might slay me, I yet have no desire to kill them, O Madhusudan, Krishna, even for a realm made up of the three worlds, still less for this earth alone. The people to be slain are Arjuna's own flesh and blood. As he tells Krishna sorrowfully, he does not wish to harm his kinsmen, although in doing so he might lose his own life at their hands, even for ruling over all the three worlds. In an army formed of 650 million men, Arjuna can see only his own family. Who really are these innumerable kinsmen? Arjuna verily is an image of tender devotion. His dilemma is the one that faces every devotee when he sets out on the path of worshipful adoration, or bhajan. It is everyone's desire that he should attain the highest reality by reverence and worship. But he is filled with despair when, under an experienced and accomplished teacher's tutelage, he comes to understand the fundamental nature of the conflict between the material body and the divine self, and realizes against whom he has to wage his war. He wishes that his father's family, his wife's family, his maternal uncle's family, people who love him, friends and teachers, should all live with him in happiness, and that, while providing for all of them, he should also attain to God. So he is confused when confronted with the fact that in order to forge ahead in his task of worship, he has to abandon his family. Because of his attachment, the prospect of severing the bonds of kinship confuses and unnerves him. My noble teacher, the revered Paramahans Paramandaji, used to say, "To be a sadhu is the same as to die." Even if the universe has beings whom he regards as living, there is no one whom the sadhu can regard as belonging to his own family. As long as there is such a one, the feeling of attachment remains. As for this weakness, the one who is striving to realize his self is a winner only when he rejects and destroys his attachment, as well as all the other associated feelings.